Hi everyone, Chris here from Ground Pounder Sims. Today I'm really excited to share an early look at the campaign I currently have in development, first in Weasels Over Syria. This will be the fourth campaign from Ground Pounder Sims, and as such has the learnings of the previous three campaigns behind it. My intention with this campaign is to provide an absolutely top-class single-player experience for DCS, raising the bar on every element of my campaign design, from better documentation and kneeboards, to better audio design, and more importantly to even better gameplay design, which I'll talk about a bit more during this video. So first in Weasels Over Syria, or FEWOS for short, will, no surprise, be set on the Syria map. You should have also worked out from the footage that this will be for the F-16 Viper. Now I know the community is crying out for more Viper content, and as the development of the F-16 has matured, the campaign builders have also started to begin work, and there is now plenty of Viper content inbound, FEWOS included. FEWOS will be set within the Operation Cerberus North scenario, which is already incredibly detailed and in-depth, and so I'm really pleased that I'm going to be able to build upon this even more, adding more layers to the story and expanding on this geopolitically complex and tense setting. Some updates were made to the east of the Syria map after the completion of Cerberus North, so this gives me the opportunity to explore these areas more and allows more room for the SIA part of the story, which I always felt was a bit restricted in Cerberus North. You will take on the role of Captain Dan Forrest Wilson, a pilot within a detachment of Vipers from the 79th Fighter Squadron. Forrest is also a Wild Weasel, and I'm really excited that the Wild Weasel mission will be the focus of this campaign, as your detachment has been sent to the Syrian Theatre of Operations to assist in enforcing the no-fly zones over Syria, which, as veterans of Cerberus North will know, the Joint Syrian Task Force is struggling to do due to the nearby concentrations of Syrian SAM sites. Ideal setting then for a Wild Weasel mission. Your detachment is based out of H4 in Jordan, and so along with the Wild Weasel mission will give a different perspective on the events of Cerberus North. So my aim with this video is to show you some in-depth footage of an early campaign mission, and most importantly to demonstrate the design philosophy behind the campaign and why I'm so excited about it. But before we get to that, I'm going to talk a little bit about the vision I have for FEWOS. My previous campaigns have all featured a few key philosophies in their design, highly detailed scenarios which sculpt the missions and the flow of the story, open mission design that encourages choice and consequence, where the mission will force you into decision making, with potential consequences for poor decision or performance, and importantly, allowing you to fail. And finally, custom built systems such as my JTAC and ATC systems, allowing more tailored and immersive experiences within the campaign. In FEWOS, I'm aiming to refine all of this and distill it into a campaign that offers a thrilling story-driven narrative, fleshed out with great characters and a fully realised complex scenario, but combined with a free-flowing, more dynamic mission design that encourages the player to learn and use initiative, and allows you to adapt and improvise in the face of heavy enemy air defences. So what do I mean by this? Well, missions will still feature set objectives and scripted events, will still be fully voice acted, and as in my previous campaigns will have a hell of a lot of comms and optional conversations to take part in if you wish. But as in this campaign I'm really focusing on the Wild Weasel mission, built into all campaign missions will be the Weasel System. The Weasel System consists of three key elements. First, a Syrian IADS, integrated air defense system, featuring a network of early warning radars tied into dozens of SAM sites of various types that will be brought online if you enter their areas of responsibility. These air defences have a lot of granular detail, also featuring hundreds of shorter ranged air defences and supporting logistical units. A great deal of work has been put into making these units activate only when required, ensuring a minimal impact on performance. The second element of the Weasel system is the electronic warfare system used in some missions in Cerberus North, but refined here for FEWOS. Now I don't want to claim to have simulated jamming effects and electronic warfare, that would not be true, and is far beyond my knowledge and skills from both the technical and scripting point of view. What the jamming system I have implemented does do is provide another tool to allow the player to influence SAM site behaviour, providing they utilise it correctly, for example by being in proximity to electronic warfare aircraft like Growlers, or avoiding getting too close to SAM sites so they burn through the jamming screen. The third element is the programming of SAM site behaviour, and here I've put a lot of work into all SAM units within the campaign, adding more dynamic behaviour beyond the core DCS AI. For example, launching a harm may cause a SAM radar to switch off, or it may not. If a radar switches off to spoof the harm, maybe this gives you a window to kill the SAM for good, But then again, if you fire the harm quickly, your HTS pod may not have triangulated a very accurate location, and now you're unsure of its exact position. So if the SAM survives, it may turn back on later and interfere with your mission again. But then again, it may stay offline during the strike package's full time, so you did enough in just suppressing it. Other examples include the possibility of exploiting vulnerabilities in some SAM systems' low-level tracking ability, blind spots in radar coverage, or the use of distraction flights on older radar systems to blind the SAM to your position. During the campaign, you will be taught these different approaches to deal with SAM sites, from low-level pop-up attacks and terrain masking to multi-directional saturation attacks from a flight of Weasels, the use of bait aircraft to hold the attention of some radars, as well as electronic warfare supported attacks. These different approaches are all built into the Weasel system. As the campaign progresses, you will be guided through these methods and as soon as possible given the freedom to pick and choose which approach you want to take on the fly, using the knowledge you have gained during the campaign to help adapt, improvise and overcome the threats you face. Added all together, this means a series of gameplay systems working in concert and blended against a set mission objective to offer a more emergent type of gameplay. Your decision making, performance and understanding of your mission can have a big impact on how the mission plays out. Get your positioning wrong straight into the engagement zone of a SAM site? Well, now you might have a new problem to deal with. Will it be enough to just suppress a SAM site, or do you want to destroy it? What are the consequences of each decision? Will the SAM site come back up and surprise the strike package? Or will your expenditure of weapons leave you short for pop-up threats later? I've always tried to build missions with this choice and consequence approach, and there are a number of missions in both Cerberus North and Persian Freedom that offer a sandbox approach, but using the Weasel system will take this to another level, and I can't wait to get this campaign built and out to all of you. So with all that said, let's move on to what is mission 2 of First in Weasels Over Syria. So this is the briefing document for mission 2, just to give it a quick overview of what's going to be going on. So on this mission we will be supporting a strike package attacking 3 SAA targets in the east of Syria near the DCS Air Base area. There'll be 3 targets: Target Alpha, an oil processing facility; Target Bravo, which is an oil refinery; and Target Charlie, which is another oil processing facility. These will be targeted by 2 flights of F-15 Strike Eagles and a flight of Luftwaffe Tornadoes. 3 targets are here in the south of the target area along this oil pipeline. North of the pipeline is a series of oil fields which are protected by a set of short-range air defences, and further to the north is DCS Air Base, which we know is defended by at least 1 SA-8 SAM along with radar-guided AAA. We should stay clear of this target for this mission. It won't interfere with the strike package. Our mission, of course, will not be to take out these targets, but will be to support the strikers, and we will do this by flying into the target area ahead of the strike package, and we'll be looking to stimulate the enemy air defences, force them into revealing their locations, and we will then suppress or kill them, making sure they cannot interfere with the strike package and they're running on their targets. Our TOT for our IP at waypoint 3 is 0856 Zulu, and this will give us almost 25 minutes on station ahead of the strike package's TOT of 920 Zulu. If we fail to take out the targets, or if there are still air defences present when the strike package arrives, we run the risk of the strikers being shot down, of course, or more likely the mission will be aborted. Now, given the dynamic mission design I've just talked about, it's important to note that although we have been briefed that there are some potential SA-8s in the target area along with some radar guided AAA, we do not know their exact locations or their exact numbers, and our job will be to hunt them out. How you do this will be up to you, and there's a few approaches you can take to excite the enemy air defences and get them to come online, and we'll look at that as we play through the mission right now. Let's get to it. So we're here on the ramp at H4 Air Base. As always, lots of work has been put in to populate the base and bring it to life, and of course there is an in-depth custom built air traffic control system as well. Loadout today is 2 GBU-38s and 2 IR Mavericks. Now there can be a little debate over the Viper taking 2 mountain operations. I know that although it's something that could be done, it generally wasn't, but from a gameplay point of view I thought it was the right decision to make, as it allows me to add more content in the mission and gives the player more things to do. which for you the customer can't be a bad thing. And for FIOS I've included an immortal option built into the campaign. The very nature of the campaign will mean you get shot at a lot, so I thought it wise to include this as a gameplay option for those that want it. However, using it will limit your mission score.
Hotel 4 ground, Sword 2-1 requesting startup.
Sword 2-1 cleared for engine start.
Sword 2-1 starting up. RPM rising, good start. Sword 2-2 lead, radio check.
Loud and clear, lead.
Copy 2, get ready for takeoff. Follow me up and join up on the way out.
Copy.
So we're back, fully started and ready to taxi. I'll just turn on the immortal mode. Wouldn't want to get shot down on my own playthrough now. And I'll let the mission play out for a bit. And I'll be back when we're over the target area.
Hotel 4 ground, Sword 2-1 requesting clearance to taxi.
Sword 2-1, you are cleared for taxi.
Sword 2-1. Hotel 4 tower, Sword 2-1 requesting takeoff.
Sword 2-1, you are cleared for takeoff on runway 28, wind 028 for 3 knots, altimeter 2984.
Sword 2-1. Sword 2-1 rolling. Sword 2-1, wheels up. Hotel 4 departure, Sword 2-1 departing from runway 28.
Sword 2-1, turn heading 010, climb flight level 200.
010, flight level 200, Sword 2-1.
Sword 2-1, continue on heading 010. Sword 2-1, you are clear of Hotel 4 airspace. Departure handing off.
Okay, 2 pushing for waypoint 1, Angels 20. Then climbing Angels 25 for waypoint 2.
2.
Push uniform to Sentinel, checking in.
2.
Sentinel, Sword 2-1, airborne and proceeding on mission 0495, requesting words.
Block 2-1, clear to proceed as flagged. Magic and Bad team are reporting no new activity at this time.
Copy, Sentinel, Sword 2 out. Okay, 2 looks like clear skies ahead and no new SAM story about. Let's push on.
HSD is busy. Lots of aircraft up today. Many as I can ever remember seeing.
Well, you've not been on any big deployments like this before, have you?
No, sir. Combat debut this tour.
Well, don't sweat it. You've done red flag. That's harder than what we're doing today. Just a little less dangerous.
You did Persian Freedom, didn't you?
Well, I was there, but I was pretty junior. Didn't get a great deal of action. But I did spend a lot of time patrolling. At least gets you used to working in a busy, complex environment.
You ever get shot at?
Just some AAA, no SAMs. So today should be interesting. We might face our first real SAM shots today. Let's hope all that training pays off. You okay with the details for Day Bug, or do you want to go over them one last time?
A little review can't hurt. Let's do it.
Okay, the plan is to probe around the target area to see if we can sniff out any SAMs. We'll do this by flying low and making some noise so we can be seen and heard. And if we see any targets of opportunity, we could also try taking them out to see if we get anyone's attention.
Nothing like being the bait.
If anyone starts radiating, we'll have your harms if we need them. But the longer we leave the site up, the better fix we'll get on it from the HTS pod. Once the pod pins down the location, we'll drop a mark on it, and then I'll decide the best way of dealing with it. So follow my lead and wait on my instructions. SCA-8s are dangerous, but so short-legged we can deal with them easily enough. Biggest danger is getting surprised by one at closer ranges. So be ready with the chaff and have the ECM ready in self-protection mode.
It's a bit concerning that we don't know where these SA-8s are. Feel better if we had a better grip on the exact threat.
Expect the unexpected. That's what we train for.
Think the SIA SAM operators will be up to much?
Guess we'll see. They're not radiating so far and revealing their position needlessly, so maybe they're that smart. It's quite possible they have ex-Iraqi SAM operators among the ranks, so there could be a level of experience. Then again, maybe all their SAMs are broken and they can't turn them on.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out soon enough.
You been keeping up with the intel on the SIA?
Yeah, of course. Serious bad guys. Looking forward to taking the fight to them.
Same here. Good to see the shift in mentality from higher up. About time we hit them where it hurts, instead of limited strikes and just providing gas.
Yep, going after the oil. Hit them where it hurts.
Absolutely. You know the Syrians are still buying oil from the SIA. Crazy, really. But they need it, and the SIA needs the money. And so the fighting goes on.
Well, for now anyway. Hopefully we can do something about that.
A few weeks of Operation Jacqueline will cripple any infrastructure and economy the SIA has. Probably be a bit harder to root them out from their territory, though.
Yeah, they're seriously dug in. It's gonna take some effort to move them, especially if they keep up the suicide tactics. So, what do you think about these militias fighting the SIA? I think they've done pretty well.
They have, especially the YPG. Light infantry facing down armor and suicide attacks. Gotta admire that.
Especially when the SIA was able to rout Iraqi army units so easily.
Shows you the importance of commitment and belief in your abilities and mission.
Yeah, I hear you. Don't worry, Forrest. I believe in your abilities.
Thanks, Bug.
Entering Syria. We're in bad guy land now.
Copy 2. We're expecting something dramatic to happen?
Well, I don't know. Just excited, I guess.
Well, don't get carried away. And like the boss said, don't get cocky.
Lots of RWR emissions off to our west. A lot of the radars looking our way.
No doubt. I'm sure the Syrians are keen to know exactly what we're up to. Can't see them interfering out here, though. They'll let us handle the SIA for them.
What do you make of that 10 shield emission? Left over from an old SA-5, maybe?
Probably. Intel's ruled out any operational SA-5s being left in the Syrian inventory. Just as well. Those big missiles have serious legs on them. Maybe not much threat to something small and agile like us, but they can certainly reach out and touch our AWACS and tankers easy enough. Tin Shield's still a threat, though. That thing can see a long way.
Didn't the boss mention there's a Russian fob out this way as well?
Affirm. Not in our operating area, but it's an extra complication for the other Weasel flights today. Russians are using it as a staging area for attacks on the SIA as far as I know.
It's sure weird having the Russians out here alongside us. Not really enemies, but still working against each other. Pretty screwed up, really.
You said it. Asking for trouble, if you ask me. I'm going to check in with vacuum. Switch on uniform.
2 set.
Vacuum, sort 2-1.
Sort 2-1, go.
Vacuum, sort 2-1 approaching frag target area. Any updates?
Sort 2-1, negative on any SAM missions in your target area, but we do have 2 Flycam radars emitting. One is located at or close to DSO Air Base, the other is approximately 10 miles southeast of the base.
Copy all, vacuum. Thanks.
Good hunting. Vacuum out. 10 miles southeast of the air base. That will put a KS-19 in range of Bravo and Charlie.
Copy 2. It's on the target list. Let's be ready for any surprises. Vents in.
Sword 2-2.
Push to strike frequency. Switch uniform for Warden.
Sword 2-2.
Warden, Sword 2 inbound on target area. Any words?
Sword 2, Warden, clear to proceed, mission is go. Package TOT as flagged.
Copy, Warden. Sword 2 proceeding. Okay, 2, let's go rattle some cages. Go loose formation, keep your eyes open for threats. Pushing into target area.
Copy.
So we're at our IP south of the target area. First thing to point out is that the recent update to DCS has caused some issues with the F-16's RWR. The Firecan radars in the target area are not appearing as they should, so I'm not getting that data on the HTS pod. This means we won't be able to locate and kill them, but not to worry, the mission design of course allows for them to survive. So I have a variety of approaches available to me. I first need to figure out a way of drawing the attention of any SAMs in the area, and should I do so, I will then be able to choose how to proceed, with Bug being available to launch his harm should I want, or of course I can use my GB-38s or Mavericks to take out the target instead. My initial plan is to get below the cloud through this hole here, and I'm going to do a little bit of an overfly at low level to see if I can draw the attention of any enemy air defences down there. A higher risk strategy for sure, but lots of fun to do as well. Alternatively, if I wanted, I could stand off, maybe use a gap in the clouds and targeting pod to ID some targets on the ground, toss a GBU in there and see if I can wake up the enemy air defences in that way instead. And of course I could just stand off and do nothing and wait for the strike package to turn up, in which case if there are any air defences present they'll probably come in line at that time, and that'll give me less time and a more pressured situation to react in. Again, that's the part of the mission design where you make your choices and you accept the consequences of those choices.
RWR contact. Mud, 8, somewhere west of Bravo.
And sure enough, they've been spotted, so an SA-8 has come online.
2, Slapshot SA-8 West Bravo.
Copy, 2's engaging.
This is giving me the option of choosing Bug to throw off a harm reaction shot, which I'm choosing to do here. He will of course only have 2 harms, so using them wisely is at your discretion.
Sword 2-2, Magnum. Break, flares.
And it looks like during all the excitement I wandered north into those oil fields with the short range air defence, as I mentioned. Completely lost my SA whilst we're looking at engaging that SA-8, and a little surprise waiting for me. As in all my missions, paying attention to the briefings, planning properly, and then maintaining your SA throughout the missions is always really important.
SA-8 west of Bravo is offline. Radar's gone dark.
So it looks like Bug's harm has done the job and taken down the SA-8. Now there is a level of randomisation built into the harm launchers. Once you fire off that harm, there is a percentage chance that SAM radar will shut down in order to preserve itself. Should it shut down, there will also be a time scale in which it will reactivate, adding, like I said, a more dynamic nature to the gameplay. In this case, we were lucky and the harm found its mark, but there was every chance that it wouldn't have. So we've been flying around for a few more minutes, no more SAMs have come up to say hello to us, so we're going to try a slightly different approach. We're going to pick out a target on the ground at one of the target sites, take out a local air defence unit and see if we can stimulate any more activity.
Target destroyed. Come on, where are you?
8, vicinity of Charlie.
And sure enough, another SC-8 has come online in the vicinity of target Charlie. Again, I've got the option of having Bug send his second harm down at the target, but given that he's only got one left, I'm going to get him to hang on to that just in case there's any more pop-up targets in a more dangerous position to the strike package later on. This time, I'm going to try and take it out myself. And I'm trying to do a bit of an orbit here and pick up the SA-8 on my HTS pod so I can slew my targeting pod to it, locate it and kill it. Not having much luck with that at the minute, so I'm going to keep pressing in towards the target, and there's one surefire way of finding out where a SAM is: get it to fire at you.
Missile launch, SA-8, Charlie.
Sword 2-1 defending.
Tally, SA-8. It's in the ruins of a destroyed building. Looks like 1 mile north of Charlie.
So nearly got surprised by that SC-8 there, but it gave its position away, and the smoke trails were very easy for me to manoeuvre my targeting pod onto, even when I was pulling a evasive manoeuvre and pumping out the chaff and flare. Now I know where it is, just going to set up for a maverick shot.
Sword 2-1 rifle.
Flare counter.
And I appear to have missed with my Maverick, so I'm just going to set up now for a GBU 38 shot as a follow-up.
SA-8 Charlie is down. Warder, Hammer 2 inbound on IP 5 mics. Copy Hammer, Sword 2, SIGRAP.
Warden, Sword 2-1. 2 SA-8s taken out in the target area. No SAM threats emitting.
Copy Sword 2-1, Hammer 2, package is cleared to proceed. Hammer 2. Hammer 3. Agro 3.
Sword 2 will remain in the target area as long as we can to cover the package.
So I'm going to end it there. Needless to say, what happens next will be dependent on how you performed up to this point, and the strike package has a set of responses built in dependent on the threats it may or may not face. Hopefully this video has showcased some of the intention behind the design of the campaign, where even within an early campaign mission there are still plenty of options presented to the player, room for decision making and areas where the mission can branch off in different experiences in response to your decisions. First in, Weasels Over Syria is still in development. I expect to wrap up development at some point in the second half of 2023. If you like the look of the campaign and wanted to leave any feedback, then of course please do so in the comments below, or find me on the Ground Pounder Sims Discord. Thank you for watching.